Complastic.
On this episode of The Electron Show, Dark One makes a conclusion.
I've never had a protein shake go through my nose.
Meletius makes a conclusion.
Do not use any type of heavy machinery.
And Retro makes a conclusion.
We just had 2 cans and a wire and we liked it.
Welcome to The Electron Show, the program for the positively charged culture. And now, here is your host, Retro.
On this episode of The Electron Show, we reveal who our show announcer really is. We also open up our secret facility to science fiction writer Dan Haight. There is an extremely funny exchange of dueling Arnolds. And our funny guy guest is stand-up comedian and radio show host Joe Crawford.
This is The Electron Show with Dark One, Meletius, Misan, and your host, Retro.
I saw this sign on the highway the other day. It said, "Tiredness can kill." I never knew that. Last Saturday, I stayed up all night watching videos. I could have died.
Hi, this is Samantha Inoue Hart, and I'm Korangri from Sakura Wars, and you're listening to The Electron Show.
Wait a minute, let's have some fun. Okay. I've been tweaking with mystery lately. Oh, which reminds me. We got complaint email. How about that?
Oh, really?
And the complaint is they're saying that the announcer, Mystery, sounds machine-like.
Machine-like?
Yeah, exactly. And the joke is, of course she's machine-like.
Well, of course. I mean, she sounds like a machine.
Yeah. So for our listeners' sake, let me do that. Mystery.
Yes, Retro?
Yes. How does it feel to be an artificial intelligence?
I am not an artificial intelligence. I prefer polymorphic life form.
Yeah, exactly. So I built in bitchiness, I guess. Now, one thing.
No response
wait a minute, let me
possible.
turn her off. So, okay, Mystery.
Yes, Retro.
Go to sleep.
One moment.
Okay.
Process Mystery now in sleep mode.
Okay. Do you remember that Star Trek episode where, I used to be a walking classic Star Trek encyclopedia. What episode was it? It was the one where they went back in time and they had to like beam up the guy that was the fighter pilot.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And computer was talking, computed, dear. You know, so that was my influence. So I thought, okay, so I'll give our master computer a personality and voice because the Enterprise had a rebuild, and whoever did it thought the computer should have a personality, so they gave it a female personality. And so Kirk was like all perturbed because the computer kept, yes, dear, computer, yes, dear. Anyway, so Mystery is an polymorphic life form. I like the word Terry, and it was Miss Terry, and I can't get the speech synthesizer to say it right, so it came out Mystery. So she says Mystery, so we'll just refer to her Mystery from now. So now the secret is out. It's our master computer. It's the voice personality for the master computer. So as time goes on, I'm going to tweak it. Some things are better. Have you noticed that sometimes the voice is a little low?
I have. I think.
But I got the GPS hooked in. Check this out.
Oh.
Wait, check this out. Mystery.
Yes, Retro.
Locate Meletius.
One moment. Meletius is in the Electron magazine bungalow on Daytona Beach, Florida.
Aha, look at that. That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty good. She got you.
This is Mystery, and you are listening to The Electron Show. ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus once said, "Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you do not have. Remember that what you now have was once among the things only hoped for."
Hi, this is Dan Green, the voice of Yu-Gi-Oh!, and you're listening to The Electron Show.
The beauty of a text message is that it transcends time. You respond at your leisure. Unless it's from your girlfriend, then you have 30 seconds.
Hey man, you have the snack room looking great. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, I love the snacks you added to the machine too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a mixture of healthy and, well, questionable.
I can see that. And I bet there's not any high fructose corn syrup in anything in here.
No. Big time.
Good for you, man. Oh, hey, yeah. We need a mocha pot. But we can talk about that later. It's the best espresso ever. Hey, man, you remember tonight's the night, man. That sci-fi author, right. Dan? Yeah, he's coming in. You know, he has that new book, Iron Mountain.
Yeah, the sequel to Flotilla.
Yeah, that guy. Right. Yeah.
Cool.
And you don't know this yet, but Dan's really funny. He does a bunch of voices.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're going to have some fun with her. Yeah, and speaking of funny, you know our comedian Joe Crawford up in Canada? Mm-hmm. Okay, he had his 250th show this week on his radio show. Yeah, man. And get this. Yeah, man, he had a bunch of game show hosts on to celebrate. Yeah, like Wink Martindale and a bunch of guys. Anyway, it's really funny. Wait a minute, we're missing somebody.
Darkeone.
Yeah. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I saw him in the commissary. And he wasn't looking too hot.
Oh, really?
He was looking pretty rough.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it's that time of the year.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it kind of plays him. Well, anyway, we need to get down to Area 11 right now. Let me just check and see where he is.
Okay.
Mystery.
Yes, Retro?
Locate Dark One.
One moment. Dark One is in Master Control.
Master Control? What's he doing in Master Control?
Uh-oh.
Error. No response possible. Should I call him for you?
Wait, Mystery.
Yes, Retro?
Go to sleep.
One moment. Process Mystery, now in sleep mode.
Yeah.
I know why he's in Master Control. We had that router problem. Remember?
Oh,
the IP thing? Yeah. Let's just get down to Area 11 and he'll catch up with us. All right?
Okay.
This is the Electron Show. Contact us at www.electronmagazine.com.
I can do the radio gig. I'm primed for the airwaves. I can do it, guys. Really, I can.
The nice weather is slowly upon us and it's time to go camping. But don't go camping in the countryside. Have you noticed whenever the police find a body, it's always in a tent?
Oh, yeah.
Was on the verge of hysteria.
Hi, I'm J.R. Mounts of Scary Tales Noir, creator of Fried Pickle Noir, and you are listening to The Electron Show.
And now, it is time to enter Area 11, the Conversation Pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this time of the year, you know, the pollen kind of gets to every... Lady Retro is having some problems.
Yeah.
So, Dark One's in the infirmary.
Yes.
Man, I'm kind of worried about him, Meletius. Let me intercom. Retro to infirmary. Dark One?
Yeah.
You okay there, buddy?
I'm hanging on.
Are you in a horizontal position?
Yes. My sinuses are quite ticked.
Uh-oh. It must be that time of the month. I mean, that time of the year. It's that time of the month, isn't it? Is it that time of the year?
The pollen has attacked. I think I'm okay.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, take some time, get fixed up. We'll hang out down here and just join us when you can, all right?
All right, will do.
All right, Retro out. Oh, man, he doesn't sound too good, does he?
No, he doesn't. He sounds kind of rough.
Yeah, well, we've experienced this before, so he'll join us a little later.
Hey there, this is Vic Mignogna, Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist, and guess what? You're listening to The Electron Show.
And now, another episode of Sparkle Girl.
In class, the teacher asked me which state has the longest coastline. Duh, it must be California, 'cause it's bumpy.
Tune in again next time for another episode of Sparkle Girl.
You know you're addicted to TV when the battery in the remote goes out and you replace it with the battery from the smoke alarm.
Hold it! Hold it! What do you want to do with me?
You can subscribe to Electron magazine for free. Keep up with new articles and informative stuff as soon as it happens. To subscribe free, just visit us at www.electronmagazine.com and select the free subscription information to learn how.
Hi, this is John from Big Black Delta, and you're listening to The Electron Show.
And we aim to entertain you.
We've opened up the Electron Magazine secret facility, and tonight we have, walking in, everybody, it's Dan Haight from California. Used to be a radio DJ. Now he's an author. He's a published author, and he's got and he's got a sequel to it. Dan?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was going ahead to use the PU-238 inhibitor to travel to the Electron magazine. It's a pleasure to be here this evening.
That's only because someone stole our space modulator, our Q-36 explosive space modulator.
Yes. I'm very disappointed.
Will the real Dan Haight please stand up?
Oh, you earth creature. I will. Let me do it. Okay, there we go. Standing. Present.
Anyway, Dark One is unfortunately not in the conversation pit right now with us. He's elsewhere. I wanted to have him in, and he wouldn't know who's going to walk in on us. And then I would just suddenly introduce Barney from The Simpsons.
Oh, Barney. Oh, hello. Thank you for having me, Electron magazine. You guys are enjoying that way too much.
That's awesome.
And you have to understand that Dark One is our grumpy technologist. Meletius, is that a good definition?
Yes.
So it just anything we can do to poke at him.
Who's this person? I don't understand.
He thinks he's Billy West.
You have to understand, Dark One is driven to preserve the video game console. He has one of the largest, if not the largest collection in the world.
Yes,
and so
pretty large.
Yeah, he's always building things and hacking and putting in.
I think you just described my new best friend.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy to know and everything.
So sleep standing up. I think he just straps himself to a dolly and just hopes for the best because of space.
Yeah, as opposed to me, I sleep hanging upside down.
I don't sleep.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to sleep.
No, I just glitch into the ground.
Yeah, you used clothespins and you would just hang yourself by your ears.
I have, but I've...
You know what? I know some guys in San Francisco who actually enjoy that.
Yeah.
I went to high school with him.
Yeah, you grew up in San Francisco.
In the Bay Area, East Bay.
In the Bay Area. Well, it's like Nashville. Nashville is Nashville, but Nashville actually is all around.
Well, I grew up in the metro area. I mean, it should be a metro, but they'll never do it. They cannot get along to save each other's lives.
I will never be a metro.
Where would you like to make my day? No, San Francisco, somebody mentioned it very early, that San Francisco is such a mecca for both art and danger, such that it really kind of informs how you look at the world.
Art and danger. Or maybe dangerous art.
You got these weird mixes, right? Obviously, you've got incredibly creative people, but on the flip side, you've got Charles Ng, you've got Zodiac, you've got all these really weird serial killers and some people who've done some completely heinous things as far as, like Stacey Dugard.
Oh, yeah.
Chained up in a backyard somewhere out there in the flats.
We're digressing into something that we probably should just steer back from because I want to talk about, I would say Robert Crumb.
Right.
Back in the day.
Right.
Girls with big legs and all that kind of stuff. Okay, the point you're going to make is...
The point I was going to make simply is that the experience of San Francisco is such a weird melting pot that it informs how you perform your creativity, in that you better do it, and it better be cool, and it better be now, because you don't know what's happening tomorrow. And so that's ultimately the thing I think that informs a lot of creativity out here. But also at the same time, it also takes on a weird life of its own from time to time, like that nonsense with the Google buses. Not everyone in California really digs what's happening there. It's like, okay, all right.
Well, then right across the bay, you hit the bridge and boom, there's Pixar. And then there's Silicon Valley.
Pixar is in Emeryville, as is Pacific Data Images, the people behind Shrek.
Yeah, now you wanted to be a computer guy, right?
I did.
Yeah.
And it was illuminating to me to find out that it really wasn't where my heart lay. So I ended up taking...
See, we're in the 21st century, and being a computer guy goes along with what else you do.
Exactly.
It was like in the 1950s, if you were a television guy, you ran around with tubes, and what TVs became just everybody had a TV. So computers have now become that. I mean, they're in everything, and they're really going to be in everything. And so it's just now, it's just a tool like a hammer. And that's what I tell people. You can give the same hammer to one guy and he'll bust his thumb. You give that same hammer to another guy and he'll create a sculpture. You give that same hammer to another guy, he'll build a wonderful building. So,
Oh, yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
You're going to electrocute yourself with a computer.
All right, don't go into that.
Install 17 different toolbars on IE and then wonder why your machine is running slow.
I don't understand.
The internet isn't working.
I need to unplug it because I don't know how to turn it off.
Well, in my day, we didn't have this inner tube. We just had two cans and a wire, and we liked it.
Yeah, old people, they always complain about you not getting a job, but they refuse to learn the internet.
There's also people that still refer to CDs and DVDs as tapes.
You gotta rewind this DVD.
Yeah,
you have to. Good luck with that. Tell me how that works.
Do you want to know the definition of frustration?
What's that?
Okay, my granddad is 93 years old.
Congratulations.
Thank you. He's a stroke victim. He's a war hero. Yeah. He's hard of hearing. He's senile, but still a character, and insists on being able to watch movies at home. So I went out and got him one of those nice little, single unit things from Walmart where you plug in you can watch TV, you can watch DVDs and all that stuff. So I show him how to use it, more or less. I go home. An hour later, I get a phone call from him, and he's asking me in stroke ease how to switch it from TV to DVD so he can watch. I think it was like back episodes of the Andy Griffith Show. And so I'm sitting here. He's hard of hearing. And because of the stroke, he does not understand normal speech. And I'm sitting here trying to perform phone support for him on the phone. It was like I was dying. Awesome. No, grandpa, switch. Switch.
Yeah, but that's the most wonderful form of frustration. I released a submarine documentary feature last year, and there was a World War II submariner. He went through like 10 combat patrols on a very famous submarine. He actually, and he sent us a letter and said, I'm so-and-so, I was on so-and-so. Wow. He said, I got a copy, and neither of the discs will work. It's a big two-disc set. It's a submarine veteran version. He got that. I can't. I said, this guy's got to be 90-something, and he was. So I actually called him, and, hi, how you doing? I'd like to watch it. And so he actually gave me the phone number of his son. So I called his son, and he says, I bought him a CD player last year. I mean, yeah, you got to laugh.
I love it.
You got to laugh, but he's like, they're the same freaking size. Why I can't. But his son fixed him up, got him a DVD player and everything, and he watched it, and he loved it. But to get a letter and then to call a guy that actually was depth charged in a diesel submarine on the bottom of the ocean, how do you talk to this guy? It's like, I was depth charged by the Japanese. These dang DVDs don't scare me.
Oh, man. You just totally reminded me of something. I actually met one of this is the weirdest thing in the world. Which one of you is the IT guy?
We're all kind of IT around here. We're kind of, we're all geeky that way.
You know what? It's all good. So I was at the Fry's Electronics in Mesa, Arizona, maybe 7-8 years ago. Okay. As I'm walking out with my stuff, this old guy stops me. Hey, what are you doing? This thing about this internet router? I got it for thing. And so I'm just kind of giving him some answers, but no, it gets better. So
yeah, but Meletius is having a flashback right now.
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead. Don't let me interrupt. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. So I'm walking through and I'm looking at the guy, and he's holding a router, and I look at his ball cap. It says Stalag Lufa Dry.
He was there?
He was there.
Oh, gosh.
He was there at the Great Escape Camp, and I'm talking to this guy in the parking lot of the Fry's Electronics in Mesa, Arizona.
Good gracious. I mean, isn't America great? I mean, it's just,
awesome.
yeah.
I know. So I was like, oh my God, I have to shake your hand. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was just completely geeking out, and he was geeking out trying to make his router work.
Yeah, he's like, shut up,
like,
fix my router. It's like, I defended the country for you. That was then. This is now. Fix my damn router.
Right. Enough of the shenanigans.
You shut up. My granddad was on a tank. He went to Dachau. Well, the point is that that's kind of informs my art because when I write dystopian fiction, I've had the opportunity to meet some really wonderful people in life. And so when I wrote Iron Mountain, I really wanted to give a universe that was appropriate for and had depth to it for not only for young readers because it's appropriate for young readers, but also for people who are older, because the world, especially when you talk about the future, it's not the future is just one very thin layer on top of a very deep cake.
Oh,
a lot of stuff happened.
3 months in the future.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't want just that simple, everyone in the future wears, one piece V-neck suits.
Yeah, in the future there will be robots. Yeah, great.
In the future, yeah. But the point is that I want to honor that in what I write. So in Iron Mountain, what you'll notice is a lot of references to historical things that take place. And it's accurate for not only for the near future, but then also for everything that's happening in California. So
now wait, I'll start off with Flotilla. That whole little world. Explain that world, because it's a fascinating world, the Flotilla.
Yes,
and we'll get into the sequel, which is Iron Mountain, but Flotilla is this really cool little world. Explain that just in a nutshell real quick. It's cool.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so here's the point. The series is based around this kid who's watching the end of the world from the back of his dad's fishing boat.
Yeah.
And he ends up, in the first book, in Flotilla, he leaves rehab to join his dad, living out on this floating colony off the coast of Los Angeles, about 150 miles off the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And they are a seasteading community engaged in something called mariculture, which, unless you're really into it, is the idea where you're growing fish for commercial sale, but you're doing it on the ocean. So imagine fish farming, but on the ocean.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is a completely legitimate, realistic technology. In fact, 50% of the exported fish from Canada comes from mariculture.
Yeah, there's a scientist that I interviewed for a hermit crab documentary, believe it or not, like 6 years ago. He's really, really trying to build these giant nets off in the Gulf of Mexico and grow shrimp.
Exactly.
Farm
That's
shrimp. Exactly. So this is a reality. I mean, this is something that is going to be a reality. I mean, maybe a decade in the future, it's going to be old hat. But now it's very exciting, but it's happening. So your book's based on that. See, that's why I thought it was so fascinating, because now I like things like Star Wars and what have you, but that's space fantasy. That's not science fiction. Science fiction is fiction about science, and that's why your works are so freaking cool. Because when you read them, you're being educated about science, but it's fiction. It's like, let's take something that's possible or actually is happening and extrapolate that out. Anyway, I'm sorry. You're supposed to be explaining your book.
But I always appreciate hearing from other people what they think of it, because I wanted a book that was okay for kids to read, but then also something that would hold adults' attention. So the fact that you're enjoying it and you're responding to it, I'm like, yes, I found one. I found a reader who likes what I do.
Yeah, that's a hard trick to do. Let me ask you something about writing, because I have friends that were writers and everything, and one finally said, he says, I go to dinner parties or something, and it always happens, you get into conversation, and always the subject, well, what do you do for a living, comes up, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he'll say, well, I'm a writer. He had several books on Doubleday at the time, and everybody says, gee, I wish I was a writer. And he realizes that what they really mean is, gee, I wish I had written. Not that I'm a writer, that I had written. And being a media producer, as I am, and doing films and everything, I found that with creative people that produce a product, a book, or a movie, or an album, or song, it's the process of creating. It's not, okay, after you create something, you've got to go on to something else. There's this tremendous like depression that happens.
My life.
My life is
that's
now.
That's the key thing. All right. So the other thing I wanted to mention is, like when you write your books or you've written things or what have you, do you ever experience that the thing that happens to creative people where you think of something or something comes to mind and you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to do over here. But it won't let you do anything else until you finish it. Have you ever experienced that?
Oh, yeah, all the time. That is part of that's the creative thing, right? When people talk about art, they go, look, I put this out here so I could stop thinking about it. I want to get my fears out on the table and be able to walk them away. Stephen King said something really interesting a while back. They go, because somebody was asking him something in an interview, they go, yeah, do you have any like nightmares? He goes, no, I don't have any nightmares. I give my nightmares to my readers. And that's really what every creative person has to do, is that they take something that's internal to them and they turn it into something creative so they can, that's them processing something for themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I think that's, when you're getting it out of you, and that is, you have to listen to that. Sometimes it's, you don't want to be, you want to be in control of the creative process. You want to catch that spark and make it keep you warm as opposed to just burning your fingers. But at the same time, the creative process is, it comes from a lot of different things, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's some food for thought that you might be able to use, but we were at a recent anime convention. There was that's the book that Misan is reading right now, but a young author, and I was kind of challenging him. I asked him about a certain character. He's like, man, no one's ever asked me about that because he's such a bad guy. And I said, well, why did you write this bad guy? Why did you create this bad guy? He says, I built in everything that I hate about bad people into this one character. He actually created this character out of things that he does not like. Oh, yeah. And I could see it's therapeutic, but he couldn't really explain to me why. So eventually we're going to have him on the program, and I'm going to explore that. And I told him, I said, when you come on the Electron show, if we let you into our secret facility. So, I told him I'm going to challenge you. I'm not going to, because everybody he's been interviewed. He's been in newspapers now and everything. Everybody's fascinated. Ooh, a 15-year-old, well, he just turned 16. A 15-year-old boy wrote a book. Ooh, and that's what they're interested in.
Yeah, as a 36-year-old writer, I will tell you, nobody ever goes to me, oh, a 36-year-old writer. Ooh.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Picture this.
I think we should celebrate your first time here by having dueling Arnolds. Because you do some voices and everything, and I know you do Arnold. Meletius is kind of, we joke about, get to the chopper and whatever. So here's the ground rules. We're going to have, are you both game for this?
You know what? Hold on a second. I got to talk to Arnold.
You got to.
Arnold. No, I got to get him. Hold on.
Okay.
Arnold, come back. Hang on.
I can see what's going on here. This is great.
Hold on. He's out of the shower.
He's in the shower.
He's watching the little golly man. Are they laughing at me? Hold on. I'm on the telephone now. I see on the telephone now. What do you want?
Okay, this is what we're going to do. Is this? I'm going to give you both 5 seconds. Okay, back and forth.
Okay.
And I'm going to just say the word go. When you hear the word go, that means the one stops and then the other takes off. And you hear me say go again, the other one stops, whatever. And we'll just go back and forth and we'll see what's going to happen.
You think you're man enough to handle me? Okay, let's do it. I lived a very long time with Danny.
Wait. Okay, don't blow yourself out yet. Wait a minute. Don't blow you with the ring. Okay, let's start with Dan. Go.
Okay, this time that I was sitting in the movie, I was so impressed with my beautiful pectoral muscles, I gave my own self a standing ovation.
Okay, go.
You know the movie Pumping Iron? That was just me on a weekend. Ha!
Okay, go.
Okay, I was sitting there with the Pumping Iron and I realized I was pumping my own beautiful neck. Go ahead.
Okay, go. Okay, go.
One time I went to a buffet and I was eating, and then I realized that I was actually starting to eat Danny DeVito because he was actually on my plate and I didn't understand why he was there.
Okay, go.
apologizing to everyone for Last Action Hero and my own part in Batman and Robin.
Okay. I love Last Action Hero, by the way. Go.
The movie Commando was actually just me on a vacation, and things got out of hand, and Bennett was actually my cousin. So yeah, it was a true story.
All right, go.
The movie Terminator was actually a documentary based on my experiences with the Austrian army.
I'm losing it. Go.
Predator was about my ex-girlfriend. Go.
I can't stand it.
Okay. Sharon Stone was actually in love with me.
Jingle All the Way was a true story. Go.
Jingle All the Way, and when I was sitting there with the kindergarten cop, and I said that there was not a tumor when it was.
Okay, just screw the rules. You just go for it, man. I can't stand it anymore.
There's no rules for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Haven't you figured that out yet?
It was a tumor. It was Quato. Quato was what happened.
Quato was telling me to turn on the reactor, and it was beautiful. But all of a sudden, I got radiation poisoning. I was a tumor.
See? And exactly. What was the deal with Colehaven with the air? It wasn't even air. With the photo machine.
Okay, hold on a minute, Arnold. I'm going to go ahead and read you a children's book so that you can go nighty-night now, you little girly man with your pajamas. I'm reading to you Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. It was illustrated by Ray Cruz. This point about this little girly boy who fell asleep with gum in his mouth, and now there's gum in his hair, and he dropped his sweater in the sink while the water was running, but it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. He thinks he's going to move to Australia.
Okay, it's time to get to the chopper. Okay, get to the chopper.
I'm going to take a taxi, because that guy in the taxi looks like Danny DeVito. No, it's not. I think it's Colehaven. No, it's not even him. It's just the sixth day. I don't even know where I'm at.
My comedy career was shorter than Danny DeVito himself.
You know what the reason why I'm not the governor anymore is because I liked being the Terminator governor, and they didn't like that because there was so much awesomeness that was going on. That
you're just jealous because you live in Minnesota, and the only Predator cast member who could be your governor was Jesse Ventura.
All right. Hey, I ain't got time to bleed. Okay, Dan Haight. Author of, I'm freaking losing. I'm trying to plug your book, and I can't handle this. Dan Haight. Okay,
thank you.
Dan Haight, author of Iron Mountain. It's
thank you.
An amazing dystopian sci-fi book. So anyway, go to www.electronmagazine.com, and it's right there. It's right down in the show notes, so check it out. Dan, thanks for being here, and we'll...
It's Barney Gumble says it's amazing.
Yeah. All right, let's head for the commissary, and we're going to get you some pinwheels with some bacon.
I want some frozen yogurt and some sprinkles.
We don't have frozen yogurt. I ate it all.
How dare you eat all my yogurt? I will kill you.
I decided to eat it because it pumped me up. And then I decided to power lift the entire side of the building, and then I felt sleepy, so I decided to lay it down, and then I laid down, and I took a nap, and then I ate the rest of the yogurt.
You told the frozen yogurt, hasta la vista, baby.
I did, and it won't be back.
Every groan is music to my ears.
Shirts get dirty, underwear gets dirty, pants never get dirty, and you can wear them forever.
You can't do that under pressure.
Do you know something cool that we should know about? Is there something we forgot to talk about? Let us know. Contact us at www.electronmagazine.com.
Nobody wanted to know what I wanted to be.
Since we're waiting on Dark One, do you have anything that make him feel better? I think we're all pinwheeled out. I mean, I did the pinwheel thing, then I did the variation.
Actually, I have something.
Oh.
It's called sausage loaf.
Wow.
All that you just need some butter, 2 cans of crescent rolls,
butter,
2 boxes of cream cheese, and you can either get 2 rolls of sausage, or
Mm-hmm.
you can get one of the large tubes of sausage.
Wow. I would get the large tube.
Yeah, it's easier if you get the large tube.
Yes.
Basically, all that you do, you can it's easier if you use like a Ziploc bag or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Get a bread loaf pan if you have one.
We got one.
Slather some butter on the inside. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open up the 2 cans of crescent rolls, and you're not going to pull them apart. You're just going to leave it whole, just unroll the whole thing.
Oh.
And then you're going to line the entire pan with the crescent rolls. Now,
like smush them down.
Yeah, smush them down, line it.
And then you use the crescent rolls as like a pie crust.
Exactly.
Inside a bread.
Yes, like a bread loaf pan.
A bread loaf pan, yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'm making notes. Okay.
And then you'll have some left over. What's left over, you're going to need that for it to fold over to make your top.
You let some hang out and you flop that back over once you're finished.
Yes,
oh, okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm just making sure because I'm inebriated after MTAC. So go ahead.
Yeah. And then from that point, what you're going to do is you're going to cook up the sausage, fry it up, cook it thoroughly.
No sausage sushi. We've already gone through that past programs. Yeah, okay.
Cook it thoroughly, drain the grease off, and with the cream cheese, what you want to do is get a very large bowl. You're going to cut the cream cheese into like little squares. So basically you cut it up so that way you can just cut it into little blocks and throw it in there. And then you're going to stir in the hot sausage with the cream cheese until the cream cheese actually melts. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Try to contain yourself not to taste test it because that's where your willpower comes into play.
I don't have much of that.
After you mix it up, make sure that you mix it up thoroughly. You just probably mix it for about 2 or 3 minutes until everything's thoroughly mixed in just a really nice glob of sausage cream cheese. Preheat your oven for the time that the crescent rolls require, about 350.
Okay.
Preheat the oven, get that ready to go. Once you have that ready to go, take the filling, put it into the loaf pan, put the top on, press it down, knead it together so that way it makes a nice firm seal, and just make sure that it tucks in.
So it's like a glove of crescent roll dough.
Yeah.
So you leave this big flap out so you can then flap that back over and then mush it down around.
Yep, mash it down.
Oh,
Throw it in the oven long enough to cook the crescent rolls. Take it out. Let it cool for about a minute, and then cut into it and have that. You can eat it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, midnight snack, whatever you want to do. And if you want to make it, say that you're having some company come over, instead of putting it in the loaf, and you want to make it for, a larger group of people, you can actually make what I call loaded footballs, which is basically the same thing. Instead of using a loaf pan, you just dump a little bit of the filling into the crescent at the larger end of the triangle of the crescent roll, and then just roll it up and knead it into a football, put it on a cookie sheet, pop it in there, let it cook, and you got a portable sausage loaf right there.
That's awesome.
Yes. You will, anyone that has ever had it or plans to make it, I'm just warning you, do not use any type of heavy machinery or do anything involved in heavy lifting or
You'll be in a coma afterwards,
Yes, you will have what is called sausagitis. It will put you under asleep. You will, yes, but it's so good.
It sounds good. And of course you were talking about that minute. Don't taste test it. You know what's going to happen with me.
See, the problem that you're going to run into, taste test it, but you're going to taste it, and then you're going to taste the sausage, and then you're going to taste the cream cheese.
Right. And then I'll immediately, we need a shakedown cruise. We need to just take all this out and just... Never.
Going to have the sausage loaf police coming in. Boom! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Sir, we see that you've consumed half of the filling. We're taking you in.
Sir, drop the loaf.
I can't.
Sir, drop the put the sausage down. Put your hands behind your head.
That's it. If you don't back off, I'm going to put this fork in the rest of it.
I'd be like Fly with that trough of slurm, fresh slurm. I'd be, if I didn't have these darn arms.
Every groan is music to my ears.
I've been very naughty. And now, it is time to enter Area 52. The Electron Magazine Game Lab. The location is so secret. It is Area 52.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal. We gotta come up with another song. Wait a minute. Wait, I wonder how Dark One is. Mystery.
Yes, Retro.
Locate Dark One.
Syntax not recognized.
Okay, well, that didn't tell me a lot.
Please repeat command.
Locate Dark One. Where is he?
Dark One is near.
Oh, he's heading this way.
Error. No response possible.
Okay, Mystery.
Yes, Retro.
Go to sleep.
1 moment.
Okay.
Process mystery. Now in sleep mode.
Look what Roxy, the special needs cat, drug in.
He's alive.
Dark One, you okay?
Alive.
You look...
More like what the cat coughed up.
You do have some raccoon eyes going on there. You okay, man?
I'm back in one piece. I had to be glued back together.
What's up?
You
have...
I was ill. Extremely ill.
Well, we figured that.
Sickness, huh?
So you look... Yeah, well, then you're a lot better now. What was up?
I get sick between fall and winter, and then again between winter and spring. And it's usually an upper respiratory infection.
You sure it's not a hair lip? Because you sound like you got a hair lip.
I feel like I have a hair lip.
I'm sorry. I'm becoming Meletius. I'm poking at you. I don't mean to do that. Whatever. Well, anyway, so I'm glad you're here. You okay to talk about games at all?
I can make a full-hearted attempt.
He has a pulse and he can moan.
Yeah.
You know, I've never had a protein shake go through my nose. Let's not start.
Man, hey, that's like getting it right to the source.
That's where he was. So you go you're in the infirmary getting fixed up, and then we're thinking, okay, you're gonna be here. You stopped off to work out.
Yeah, he stopped off to take
a protein shake and work out. Great.
I had to burn the rest of that nastiness out, and I think it worked.
Okay.
It's like you have like half a health bar, and it's like, sir, you need to lay down. I just need to hit these weights. Just let me just. I can't.
As you see the health bar deplete.
Someone better kill him quick. My life no more continues.
Yeah,
so
game over.
What game have you been testing? Well, I guess Dark One. You've been doing it, Meletius. What have you been working on?
I actually just finished Hitman Absolution. Yes.
Did Dark One? Did you have any time to mess with that thing?
That thing?
I'm starting to sound like the people like.
Hey, there's this dude.
Yeah, that's right. So there's like this dude, and he has these things and stuff. The game, Hitman.
Yes, Hitman.
Yeah, but no, Dark One. Did you have any time to play Hitman when you were laying in a horizontal position?
The only hitting that this man did was some weights.
Right. Well,
Man,
tried to burn it out.
That was the worst part of it all. Not this, just the fact that I couldn't fling some iron around the room.
My weights.
My weights. Yeah, my weights.
All is well.
And love and weights.
We're losing listeners left and right now because they're like, talk about the freaking game, man.
Well,
I was busy with people in costumes running around all weekend and editing, so no, I didn't get to it either. So
all right. As for Hitman, Hitman Absolution, it was a really fun game. One of the companies that actually worked on Hitman Absolution was Square Enix.
Oh,
which was that was surprising. They're really getting a good feel on third person aspect of games now. The game actually starts off really, really well. Modern day. It starts off in Chicago.
Yeah, mobster stuff.
Yeah, mobster stuff. Yeah. Actually, the agency that you're working for, the main focus of the game is the agency that you're working for. Your handler shuts them completely down. I mean, all the safe houses drain all the accounts, everything. So the head of that organization orders Agent 47 to kill his handler. And then you have to go through the mission of breaking into her house and proceeding to assassinate her. That sets the tone for the rest of the game.
It's kind of a revenge kind of edge to it.
Yeah, it has a revenge edge to it. Is more of your skills. They progressively level up by how well you do. You do attain money per section that you play the game. So most levels have at least like 3 parts to them. So you get rated per section by how well you do, by, assassinating somebody and hiding the body or keeping, a very low profile. So the better you do, the more money that you get. And with that money, you actually get to unlock your skills like toughness and silent walking and other things like that.
Is there another game or company that it's similar to?
Just as a reference,
like something that maybe Ubisoft would do, or
yeah, it has a lot of Assassin's Creed has a lot of similarities.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, they do. It's almost on that basically on that same scale. So you use stealth. You can run through. Now this game is more stealth oriented. So you can run and gun, but chances are you'll die before you even get anywhere. So you have to be kind of strategic. So
your favorite thing to do, stealth and strategy.
I enjoy this game so much. One of the missions I had a lot of fun with was rigging a grill. I kind of sabotaged the propane tanks, and when they turned it on, it went off, and I was able to get a guy's costume and, actually infiltrate the building. So another thing, too, is that they improved on the game engine, too, so it's not clunky. Like the previous games had issues with the camera and other things, but targeting system was really smooth and dead accurate. Another thing, too, is that you have a precision mode. You have this new skill where Agent 47 can actually see where your enemies are at, and if you're dressed up as an enemy, you can actually go into disguise mode to get closer in. So as long as that gauge is high enough, you can actually sneak by people without them noticing you.
Is there any little side quests that you can go on, or a little short? You know me, I like the little small little 10-15 minute vacations that you can take inside games, a la Vice City. Is it anything like that, or side stories? Or
you actually have 2. There's one part in the game where you actually get to go and target shoot. It's a quest that you have to do, but you can replay it after you finish it. I like playing that just because of the fact that I like target shooting, and it's a lot of fun. And you get to use different types of guns like handguns, shotguns, assault rifles. Another aspect of it too is that they have a online play, and you have to eliminate this target before the opposite opponent that's playing also. So it's kind of like if anybody has played Blood Money or any of the previous ones, this is a much better game to play than those.
I also like to blow holes in the heads.
If a crazed psycho runs out of the woods and barges into my home, I'll be safe and secure behind my locked bathroom door, armed with hairspray and Lysol. At least this is a scenario that runs through my head, and best of all, it makes perfect sense.
Thanks for joining us for the Electron Show, the program for the positively charged culture. Your host was Retro. Join us on the World Wide Web at www.electronmagazine.com. This is your announcer, Mystery, inviting you to join us for each episode as we explore all things awesome. Copyright for The Electron Show and Electron Magazine is by our Executive Director and Producer, Tony Rollo. All rights reserved. I do not know. My processor is very slow this afternoon.